Everyone is building an AI agent right now. It's everywhere. But nobody tells you the hardest part is not building it, it's maintaining it. New tools, changing models, broken connections, constant babysitting. But what if the team was already there and your only job is to direct it? So in this video, I'll show you exactly the 3 levels to get AI doing most of your marketing work. And you can take all 3 into Claude or any platforms that you want. Let's go. So instead of just prompting it back and forth, to actually get real leverage from AI, it comes down to these 3 levels. Level 1, using agent skills to run your proven workflows on command. Level 2, defining focused agent roles for the core marketing jobs on your team. Level 3, turning your best workflows into tools and apps anyone can run. For this video, I have partnered with Ahrefs and I'm going to show you all the 3 levels inside their new AI marketing agent. Agent A. But these concepts are not tied to one tool. You can take them into whatever you're already using. So Ahrefs Agent A is the new AI marketing agent built on top of Ahrefs data that comes with ready-made skills, tools, and apps for common marketing workflows. Instead of just chatting, you can just ask the agent to do the real work. So inside Agent A, you have the chat where you direct the agent. Up here, you can pick your favorite model as well, including Claude. And these are the skills and apps library your whole team can use. And because this is a shared workspace, everyone is directing the same agent off the same setup. And this makes the team collaboration so much easier. Alright, level 1, that is leverage agent skills. If you already have a proven marketing workflow, a skill is how you hand it to the agent and have it run on command. And this is your quickest, most immediate ROI. But before you touch any skills, what are the marketing jobs you do over and over? Most people run AI as one endless chat thread. The upgrade here is to treat your agent like a team. Group the work by marketing functions. Here is a prompt to map your own. So in the chat box, we can pick the chat mode and give it some context about your day-to-day marketing, and then ask it to organize them into a skill library grouped by marketing discipline and give you the mapping. So you can see it will propose a skill library structure, and this will give you a clear starting point to structure your skills. Now, instead of building everything from scratch, I will show you what this looks like when it's already done for you. So inside Agent A's library, there's a bunch of pre-built marketing skills grouped by different areas. And this is exactly what you want as a reusable library for the team. So rather than engineer a workflow live, I can just grab any one of them and immediately run it. So let's say we are doing AI search visibility gap analysis. So here we can first preview the workflow, understand what it does, and launch it directly in the chat. And then we can type in our brand or the client's brand or whatever brand you are researching and the target domain URL, and then pick the AI platform we want to check against. So in this case, I'm using Caratway, which is a codeware brand, and then it will give us the detailed AI mention gap analysis with top content opportunities broken down by priorities, including the target question we should be answering. So these skills will also build the dashboard to visualize all the findings, where you can find under the team console panel. Personally, I really like this kind of dashboard because it's just much more easier to keep track. And you can search by questions, sort by priority, competitors, search platforms, so you can immediately identify what are the priority questions that the brand is not doing well in AI search and propose accordingly or share with the team. And this is also why having accurate data is so important, as you will have a much clearer directions on where to optimize and not just based on guessing. Because honestly, every AI models can build this kind of dashboard, but that doesn't mean the analysis is accurate. And based on this result set, we can further ask it to propose the top 3 potential topic ideas to close the gap, and then to set up monthly automation to run this on schedule. So now we can have concrete actions to pass back to the agents to follow up by actually writing the content, and this process can be set to auto-run on scheduled time as well. And on top here, you can see this is the total credits this whole workflow has cost. To be honest, this feels a bit costly, but I would say that's because I have picked the Claude Opus model, which is rather expensive. So I suggest you can actually pick a lighter model like Sonic or even ChatGPT. That will be much more affordable, and actually the results is pretty good as well. So basically, you can run any pre-built expert skills and set them on schedule, like the brand sentiment on common AI search platforms, trending keyword research to find quick win keywords. All of this, you can just one click to launch it. Or even you can pick any pre-built workflow from the workspace directly. So this is the real-time save, as you're not building, but immediately use the skills on day one. Now, sometimes the workflow might be more complex and needs a few skills working together. So here is a reusable method. You import your own custom skills into the workspace and then let the agent to change the skills into one single workflow. Again, inside Agent A, you can access the knowledge base from the wiki. So here it defines all the skills as well as other custom settings for the agent behavior. So let's say I have my own brand strategy deck skill. I can just upload the skills and ask it to save the custom skills in the knowledge base so I can reuse them anytime. So if you have been using Claude, these work pretty much like the same way. Now let's say I'm doing the AI search growth strategy for the client, and then I can just ask it to run the full strategy analysis for the website, covering key areas like AI visibility, mention gaps, citation performance, and package them into a branded strategy deck. So now it is loading the relevant skills and also checking the brand radar report and building the deck. So you can see the final deck have 14 slides and is also in my branded style. So with my name, the logo, so everything is well presented, and all the data is also pulled from the Ahrefs data, like AI share of voice, website mention share, the growth pillars, content distributions, AI execution roadmap, and the AI growth targets. Personally, I usually brainstorm with AI for the direction, doing back and forth to finalize the strategy and key narratives before finalizing the deck layout. So bonus is now we can also add this chat into a new project so other teammates can easily check too, and everything will stay organized. So that's why having access to the data is a key part of doing growth strategy. And you can use the same method to incorporate other data analysis and present the findings with your own branding. Now, level 2, defining agent roles. Skills are powerful, but on their own, they're just actions. They don't know when to do what. You still have to design which skills to use. And that is why level 2 is all about creating a focused worker by giving it a role, orchestrating multiple skills, and to get more consistent output. And to define a reliable agent, include these core elements: its role, the input it takes, the skills or tools it uses, the workflow it follows, the output you want, and any guardrails it stays inside. So for example, content marketing is one of the recurring tasks. So instead of saying do some content marketing stuff to the general main agent, we can create a content strategist agent. So its role is to design which topics the brand should own, and we can specify any default skills or tools that this agent will use and save this as the playbook to the wiki space. And pretty quickly, we have this content strategist and agent role playbook that we can reuse anytime. And from the back end, we actually see there is a new agent role entry under the playbooks. Now to take it further, we can actually update the memory and include these instructions so agent A will always load this playbook whenever I tag content strategist. Now whenever we need this content strategist, I can just tag it in a chat. So in this case, I needed to review the AI mention gap analysis we just did. And pretty quickly, it pulled back the AI mention gap analysis, run the skills, and comes up with the cluster that the team should work on in the next 90 days. And we can actually see there is a new dashboard built inside this workspace. So it clearly shows what are the top potential topics we should go after and what are the brand feeds as well as the efforts required. So in this case, the strategy suggests topics like non-toxic cookware, best non-stick cookware, which have the best brand fits but still manageable efforts. And now the best thing is these dashboards sit inside the workspace. And that means I can just share this with the team so we can always stay aligned and sync on the same status. So now I've got the content opportunity board for the brand. Then of course, next is actually creating the content. This time we can create a blog writer agent role to pick up where it left off. So this is particularly useful to have a specialized agent if you consider it is a highly recurring and focused task. And Agent A also have pre-built commonly used marketing connectors, so you can equip the agent with actual tool calling. So like in this case, the WordPress connector. Although I must say that for now the list is quite limited, but literally you can just ask the agent to connect to any tools. Again, I can just tag the blog writer and ask it to review the content opportunity board and pick the blog articles that mark with the now priority. So you can see now it's invoking the relevant skills, researching using the Ahrefs data, like SERP analysis, internal link opportunities, and calling the Ahrefs AI content helper. So that is the power of Agent A to leverage all the data and skills for you. And you don't even need to go through the complex setup yourself. And pretty quickly, it has ready the WordPress draft with a summary. And we can actually see there is a new article entry written by the Ahrefs Agent A. So everything looks good following what I have defined it in my AI blog writing skills. And the key takeaways in bullet point format, use of question headings, table format, lifestyle images, and use of the internal link back to the Caraway website, as well as a list of frequently asked questions. So everything is properly placed. Of course, always review it with your own judgment before actually posting. But this is where Agent A can take off a big chunk of the work from gap analysis to actual draft creation. Now level 3, building tools. This is where your best workflows stop living inside the chat window. At level 2, your best workflows live as agent roles or playbooks or skills. You still go into the chat to use them. So at level 3, you package all these into one simple tool. So instead of you running the process, you or your team can just use it and get your level of output on demand. And this is where I found Agent A get useful. So your workspace already comes with a whole library of pre-built marketing-focused apps. All have access to Ahrefs data. So first, let's go to the app library. For example, we can install this content keyword research app, since keyword research is still one of the most recurring tasks for every marketer. And then we can just click install, and it will trigger the installation to make it available in your team console. And that is the power of having a custom tool. So in this case, I can just type the niche, for example, AI marketing, and some seed keywords, and then the tool will run the custom workflows and calling Ahrefs keyword data. And I must say the results is pretty impressive. So it gives me the top cluster by traffic potentials, competitor landscape, and a full list of keywords with the pillar label, recommendations, search intent, and I can even filter them based on my priorities, which is great. Or I can break it down by different core clusters and see which ones I will want to start first, and what are the recommended content format I should go for, like listicles, YouTube videos, and I can also view the hub and spoke map, so where I can select any of the topic clusters and see the details. So like this cluster about AI SEO tools, then I can always know what are the focus keywords I should go for when creating the content. So I can even export these as a shareable PDF report, so in case I'm doing the analysis for a client. Again, you can absolutely build this using any AI, but what makes this valuable is the data behind it, which will give you a clear directions on what content is actually worth creating, which is often the hardest part. And not just for content keyword research, you can access to other pre-built apps for topical authority analysis, performance reporting workflows that every marketer would need. So pre-built apps are great starting points because they let you use Ahrefs data without setting anything up from scratch. But sometimes you might just need a custom tool that follows your own process or success criteria. So you can also ask Agent A to build that. For example, I really like this building community content research skill, and I wanted to extend it so I can really create some deliverables out from the research data. So I can ask Agent A to build me a custom tool that will run this skill, and then upon my approval on the content angle, and then generate the carousel social visuals for me. So now it will ask me some question on the building requirement, and after like 10 minutes, this custom tool is built. So let's try with a topic like AI SEO. Now it's running the skills to dig through the forums for real questions, and then it suggests a few content angles that will resonate. And this is what makes the tool useful, since you always have some directions to work on. So pick one content angle, and then we're ready to the next step to generate the carousel post with the settings exactly what I have expected. So in the app, it will also then generate the copies, and we can actually adjust any particular slide and generate the final set of carousel visuals where you can just one click to download them all. And that is the power of building your custom tool. So basically, you bake in all your logic and pipeline inside the tool and further customize it and standardize your workflow. And now your teammate can also use it since they all share the same workspace. And if you want, you can even customize the team whiteboard so it's more organized. Now every time your teammate can just access to this whiteboard space and pick any tool or client report and continue work on the same project. Now I know you're probably thinking, why not just use Ahrefs MCP or other data API inside Claude? And the honest answer is yes, you can. And this is also what I have been covering in my past videos. So if you're technical, working solo, or you want full control over your stack and your model, build it yourself and you will own every piece of it. But where I found Agent A is actually useful is if you are on a team, you don't want to babysit infrastructure as tools or AI model change, you want more unrestricted premium data access, expert skills and workflows already baked in from day one. And you would rather get to work today to get immediate ROI rather than building and maintaining the system yourself. And this is where Agent A really shines. It's already done, hosted, and shareable. And whatever options you choose, the 3 levels I mentioned don't change. Leverage agent skills, define agent roles, systemize it into tools, and this is how you get the real leverage from AI for work. So if you want to check out Agent A yourself, I'll leave the link in the description. And any other topics related to AI agents you want me to cover in this channel, let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please also give me a thumbs up. I also encourage you to join our growth community. This is where we go deep in building your AI marketing system. You can find the link below to join. And before you go, also watch this video about building agents and skills with Claude for marketing, if you prefer to build it yourself. I will see you next time.